It is indeed a somber day here, a day filled with mourning, a day filled with tears. Barely a week after the drowning of some 13 kids here in Apam, the Goma West constituency, well, families are getting ready to bury their loved ones. Age 12, some age 14, some age 13. Well, they have left their families in tears. And on today's edition of the Citi Newsroom, we will be bringing you proceedings from the grounds, possibly speak to some family members, and also bring you different angles to this particular stories. 13 children, after going to take a swim, they have had their lives essentially washed away. Now their coffins are lined up at the St. Luke's Catholic Hospital, the mortuary section of the hospital. And their families are essentially shedding tears as they bid them farewell for the final time. They have had their lives essentially washed away. Now their coffins are lined up at the St. Luke's Catholic Hospital, the mortuary section of the hospital. And their families are essentially shedding tears as they bid them farewell for the final time.
Mama onko echi bebre one brand baby impa don bonwa e bia ho kwa wo bonwa we wen fipnu ba me futu me mo wan.
We are roaming through these lined up coffins. Oh, ma mpachopi shedding why?
Ocho yo mate.
Obani Gilbert. Sorry, why mpachopi? Sorry. Mpachopi, edie na obetumi aka efa Gilbert Sando wa mai.
Bajozi zamuntu mukasa.
Amano. Who kind no?
Mana na onkwampa no le fia no onkwampa no boda. Na kwesi na pa ohuru na ade na ohuru na ma mi se orokwan. No asema me ba no ma me ka che kwesi ko gbe store. Na wukuda am yuru ko sunti ya to ade ka kam da so na me wa akwa ma me ba. Na ma me so ya do don shi no me no me be kwesi. Ade fa nti na me ka se ne simpo ya nwe na afra na onkwampa no tim de o ka hu. Nti echi kwa no be nyime ka ma. Akwa bọọlụ won pa no ya ba nkwesi akwa won na wo pupu keke be aba fene me. Onye kwesi ko me ye bo ye wupiu. Ya ba hospital ye hun. Ya ga chime aye hun ta mo chine ko na. Ya the form pa no te ko bia no wa wo de suan me ko chine aye no bo chosuru me. Ya ma no bo hospital. Ya lo nkwampa no nta asem si ya enyim le o kan hu. Enyim do kan hu.
But now we dia he na classmate no.
Our conservation. Where school is our SS. I go to the money SS. Whoa, credit.
School. Yeah, pass all go school. I don't want no other. I go to branch school. Ben on the other kujo.
I mean, you can just tell me about him and your plans essentially for your son.
No, personally, I came just about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
They are twins, a boy and a girl. The dead one is Akwete. We have the senior one is Oko. And I'm supposed to carry them back to Spain. We are supposed to leave on the 12th. Supposed to leave on the 12th March. Then on the 7th March, we lost him. That's all.
So you're from Accra. I mean, essentially Oko and Akwete.
Yeah, the mother is a fancy about it. I'm from Po. I'm from Pong, so we are gone. So all these people see, they are all my family, my sisters, my big brothers, everybody is around.
I mean, as a father, what plans did you have for your son?
No, a couple of months ago, I went to the US. I wanted them to go to the US. So I went to the US to arrange for how I can resettle there, moving from Spain to the US. So my purpose was to come down and carry them along. And I got my ticket. I have the British Airways tickets for the two of them. I even have their passport with me right now. It's unfortunate.
I don't even want to imagine what's going through your mind.
Yeah, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy. It has not been easy for me since Sunday. I can't help it. Right? I can't help it.
I'm sorry, sir.
I can't help it.
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Very sorry. So there you... Wow. Wow. I mean, the father of one of the kids that, was lost. He was essentially getting ready to move them from Ghana to Spain on the 12th of March. And on the 7th, they lost him. Tragic story. You're watching the Citi Newsroom as we bring you a coverage of the final funeral rites for the 13 kids who were lost as they drowned at sea here in Apam in the Guma West constituency. Utter shock, utter disbelief. This word is written across the faces of the parents and the relatives here as we all take part in this exercise. A man who was unable to believe or comprehend the fact that the 13-year-old who is lying in the coffin on which he has laid his hands, I presume that's a father, that's a relative. The picture over which he towers says the person was 13 years old. 13 years old, cut short. He takes off his face mask, unable to believe. And I can hear him say the name of the kid out. The bodies are currently being carried out one after the other. That's what you're seeing in your shot. One kid after the other. Benjamin Naka being carried away. White coffins being carried away. One after the other. All the kids that lost their lives on that fateful day of March 7, essentially were aged between 13, 14, 15, 16, some even lower. 13 young kids who, were schooling. 13 young kids at the JHS level. Now behind me you can see some of their classmates who are at the funeral grounds, essentially, coming to pay their final respects to their classmates who have lost their lives. I'm going to speak to a teacher, just to find out more about the students that we have lost. If you can join me, can you tell me about your name, the school you're from, and the student that you have lost?
I'm the Maths and Social Studies teacher for the Form 3s. And then the disease our loss was Joshua Hammond. Yes.
Now, this should be really sad. You're here with other students to mourn one of your own. I mean, how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now?
Our heart bleeds. As me, for instance, I'm very sad right now because Joshua Hammond was a brother at the same time, a student, people to me. So then, he's one humble student, I can say. He will go wherever you send him. And then he doesn't like these social gathering things where you have to go to the beach and all that. So when the news came, we were all surprised because he's not that type. It's not that students who will always be moving around and all that. So we were all surprised. And then as it stands, we are grieving. Our heart is bleeding. That's it. He liked my subjects, for instance, social studies. Yeah. I knew that he was interested in playing football. He was very good, a defender. Yes, our left back. Oh, wow. Yes, left back. He was very good.
In the school team?
School team, yes. He was part of the school team. He played starting from the primary level to the JHS level. Wow. Yes, left back. He was very good. Yes, and very determined. That one I can't tell.